Good morning, friends. It's time for Spirit Play again. And look, we're not at church still. And we're not at school still. And that is so strange. It's kind of hard to get used to, isn't it, Savannah? Do you miss school? Yeah, I kind of miss all my regular things too. And it's kind of fun to be home, but still I miss those things that I used to do, like go to church on Sunday. Well, so here we are again. We're going to have our Spirit Play class. Today we're talking about the life cycle of a human being. And the props that we would use at church today are actually just pictures of people. So I'm going to encourage you, once we're done with our story today, families, you may want to find your own family pictures that trace through the life cycle of a human being. Today we'll use our own pictures to illustrate that, and then we'll see where that all goes. Are we ready to begin? All right. Welcome, 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 welcome. It's time to say hello now, hello now, hello now. It's time to say hello now to all of our friends, to Savannah and you and your grown-up and Sarah. It's time to say hello now to all of our friends. Good morning, friends. Next, we're going to do our peace greeting, and remember, I say it first and then you say it back. I offer you peace.
I offer you peace.
I offer you friendship.
I offer you friendship.
I offer you love.
I offer you love.
I see your beauty.
I see your beauty.
I hear your needs.
I hear your needs.
I honor the wisdom in you.
I honor the wisdom in you.
Come, let us wonder together.
Come and wonder us together.
Excellent. Beautiful. And now we're going to light our chalice. Do you remember the words? We light this chalice as a symbol of our faith, the light of truth and the warmth of love. And now it's time. It is going. It's so dim.
I see it.
Yeah. All right.
Is
Now
it old?
it is a little bit old. It is not a newborn candle anymore. It's time for joys and sorrows. And I have a joy and a sorrow this morning. And my joy is that even though we're practicing church and loving each other by staying home today, we get to be with each other anyway. And my sorrow is just that things are so very different, and sometimes that's hard. Savannah, do you have a joy or a sorrow that you want to share with us this morning?
Yeah. Which one's the happy one?
That
I'm happy that I get to play with Helen.
one. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Different.
Okay, so for those of you at home, do you have joys and sorrows that you would like to share today? It's okay if you pass. And it's okay if you have a joy or a sorrow, but you just want to hold it in your heart. If you want to share a joy or a sorrow today, share it with your grown-up right now. And grown-ups, if you have a joy or a sorrow that you want to share, you tell your child right now. All right. Thank you, friends, for sharing your joys and your sorrows. And thank you for being good listeners. All right. Savannah, it's time for our story.
Alrighty.
Let's set these things aside. And we're going to get out the pictures for our story today. So, church for the last several weeks, we would have learned all about the life cycle of a frog and a caterpillar and butterfly. And last time we were together in this way, we talked about the life cycle of a plant. Today we get to talk about the life cycle of a human being. I'm a human being. Are you a human being? Me too. I bet you all know a lot about human beings and the life cycle of a human being. Now, you're not 2 anymore. How big do you think when you were 2? How tall do you think you were? About this tall?
This tall?
That tall? Yep. And you're bigger now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're way bigger now. So when you were 2, if you went to Unity Church, you couldn't be in spirit play class because you weren't old enough. You were maybe played with fun baby toys in the nursery, or maybe you were in the sanctuary with your mom and your dad or another grown-up, but you weren't in spirit play. When you were just 2, you were just starting to get all of your teeth. I feel in the back of your mouth right now. You have those big chomper teeth. You didn't have those when you were 2, but I bet you've got them now. I know. So many teeth. A long time ago, you were a brand new newborn baby. You're a little bit floppy. You didn't have any teeth at all. You didn't know any words at all. And you couldn't even walk. You just laid there. When you were a newborn baby, your parents had to take very, very good care of you. They had to feed you and keep you warm and keep you safe. You were not very strong when you were a newborn, and babies take lots of care. But you didn't stay a newborn, did you? What happened between then and now? You started growing up. You got teeth in your mouth. And in that first year between when you were a baby and when you are now, a lot of things happened, right? You got teeth in your mouth. You learned how to crawl and walk, and now you can run. So many changes have happened. And what happens next? Will you stop growing? Oh, no, no, no. When you get a little bit older, you won't need those baby teeth as much as you'll need your permanent teeth, and those baby teeth will get looser and looser, and they'll fall out to make room for your permanent teeth. Savannah has lost so many teeth lately, and her new grown-up teeth are coming in where those little teeth used to be. She is growing up every day. So, do you think you're going to keep growing? Yeah, I think you're going to keep growing too. And what are the things that we need to grow up healthy and strong? We need love, we need clean water, and we need healthful food. When we're at church, we make sure we are grateful and thankful for all the healthy food that we get to help our bodies grow big and strong. Sometimes at church, we also remember that not all children have the healthful food they need to keep their bodies strong and growing. And so sometimes we take a moment to remember those kids who don't have enough food to eat, and we send them our loving wishes, and we send them our kindness. So why don't we do that right now and just send our kindness and our love out to all the children who don't have enough healthy food. At church, we also share our money so that we can create a world where children get what they need to be strong and healthy. So, we grow and we grow and we grow. Do we keep growing forever? No. At some point, our bodies grow and grow enough, and we get as big as we're going to get. Our feet get as big as they're going to get, and we stop growing. Our body says, "You're just right. Stop growing now." But there are some parts of our body that just keep growing and growing, like our hair and our fingernails and our toenails. So we'll always have to get a haircut.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the amazing things about growing up is having this beautiful body and that it's so intelligent. When you lose those baby teeth, you don't have to worry about teaching your body how to grow new teeth. It just knows how. That's a miracle. And I don't know about you. Have you ever gotten hurt where you got a scratch or a skin knee and there's maybe some blood?
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes we get
I
owies.
remember when I was running down Grammy's hill and I accidentally tripped and fell. And I hit my chin, I hit both of my knees.
Oh. So an amazing thing about bodies is that when that happens, our bodies know just what to do to make new skin right where we need it. The blood makes a little scab, and when the scab falls off...
I'm glad I didn't get hurt.
I am glad you didn't get hurt in your face, too. And when that new skin happens, we're healed up. And our bodies just know how to do that. Do we always heal? Well, we don't always heal. Sometimes bodies get so sick or so old that they can't heal. Sometimes when people get very old, they're not as strong and they can't heal as well. So sometimes if they fall down and break their bones, they can't heal as well as they did before. Sometimes when they can't heal, their bodies get tired and their bodies aren't alive anymore. Sometimes people get old and when they're 80 or 90 years old, their body just gets very, very tired. When they're very old like that, younger people need to take care of them to help make sure that they're safe and warm. Sometimes they even need to feed them, just like we have to take care of little babies. We have some pictures of children with their grandmas and grandpas. So, we know that when people live a long time and they get very old, here's pictures of great grandmas and children. We know that when people live a long, long time, they get very old. And that when people get very old or sometimes very sick, that their bodies aren't alive anymore. And we call that dying. And when we die, we don't know exactly what that's like, but we know that dying is a part of living, and we know that life is really, really good. At the same time as beautiful and wonderful people die, we know that wonderful and beautiful people are born. And we're all human together. And we know that our lives are filled with circles of beginnings and endings. So, friends, I wonder, what was the best part of the story today?
Maybe this best part?
The newborn babies were the best part? I liked that part too. What do you think was the most important part of the story today? Don't know? I think an important part for me was that even though people are dying and being born, that we are all together. We are all human together. As I look in these pictures, I know that these great-grandmas, they've already died. And we love them so much. And that all of these new children are born into the world. I wonder, Savannah, if you were someone or something in this story today, who or what would you be?
I don't know.
Today, I think I would be that person that's growing and growing and growing.
I think so too.
You think so too? I wonder, friends, is there any part of this story that we could leave out and still have all the story we need? Maybe not. So, friends at home, I encourage you to have a conversation. What was the best part of the story for you today? was the most important part of the story for you today? If you were someone or something in this story, who or what would you be? And is there any part of the story that we could leave out and still have all the story we need? Friends, it's time for work time now to work on our story. And like I explained last week, parents, this means that it's play time and choice time in our classroom. So we encourage you maybe to look at your own family photographs and look at the cycle of life in your own family. You might do some creative art projects or do some playing for the next little while until that feels complete. And then you can end your class at that time, but we're going to end our class at this time. Shall we unlight our chalice? Do you want to do that? Although we extinguish the light of this chalice, we know that the light of truth and the warmth of love go with us in our hearts. Get turned up?
There we go.
Okay.
That is hard.
And then we've got to sing our song, remember? Go now in peace, go now in peace. May the spirit of love surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go. Should we do it one more time? Go now in peace, go now in peace. May the spirit of love surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go. Goodbye, Spirit Play friends. We will see you again next week.